Hello folks, and today we're looking at the caboose. And prior to the 80s, you would see these on every train. But what you'll find inside of a caboose is a wood stove, maybe a bed, a sink, maybe some tools, oils. And what I mean by tools and oils, you'll find grease, is back then we didn't have roller bearings. And you would have to grease the axles. Otherwise, they would seize up and it would stop your entire train. Well, that's also probably why they have sinks. You get grease on your hands. Well, I don't want to walk around to work for the rest of the day with grease on my hands. So that's why I have a sink. For colder climates, you have a wood stove, and that's all you really need in a caboose. You'll find in what the cupola is the top part where the conductor would typically sit, and he has a brake stand. And the brake stand is hooked up to your air reserve, which is a big air tank, which is charged up by your locomotive. And then is regulated by an air line and a check valve. Well, the brake stand, I presume, bypasses your check valve and to your brake cylinders. And basically, that's all that's to it. But you'll find cabooses across the country in railroad yards. A lot of times they'll use them as like a lunch break room or something, Like, this is a wide vision. You sit on the side with your brake stand. Very similar, except for you don't have a big, storage area with a seat on top of it and a ladder. It's, a little bit different setup, but yeah. So, cabooses have quite a bit of stuff. Some might have been converted to propane. If you want to have a caboose that you live in, you can probably convert to propane stove and all that. But so now we're going to talk about bobber cabooses. But before we go on to that, here I'd like to do our quiz. And our quiz today is: what is this? A box, a doghouse, or C, a conductor's front of train cupola? Now you can tell me in the comments down below, or you can stay tuned for next video to see the answer. So I encourage you to stay tuned for the answer. Okay, so this is a bobber caboose. And basically they sit on 4 wheels, 2 axles for any of you all that go by axles. There's lots of different ways of classifying railroad equipment. But this is a standard gauge bobber caboose with the cupola. Not all of them have cupolas. Here's another bobber caboose without the cupola, just a smokestack for your stove. And this is obviously an older one because older cabooses didn't have cupolas. And just assume you hold on to your brake handle and that's that. So this is a narrow gauge bobber caboose. Again, 4 wheels. And most of them are Lincoln pin, but this one has knuckle couplers or maybe Cheney couplers. I'm not sure. But here's another narrow gauge caboose by the looks of the track. It's again, no cupola. Quite a fun, or you can call it a lookout deck, but quite a bit of fun to see these. Now here's most people's image of a bobber caboose. Now, no couplers. There's couplers, don't worry, they're just not on. It's a system called Lincoln pin. Now, Lincoln pin something for another video, but yeah. Now here's in Rio Grande caboose. Now, sometimes, I don't believe this one is, but sometimes you'll see them where they're converted to 8-wheeled cabooses from bobber cabooses. Now here's one caboose narrow gauge that you might see a bit more, but again, it's just kind of a different time periods of railroading. Now, you might go, what happened to the cabooses? Well, in the 80s, there was a lot of stuff happening with what was called slack on the couplers. And what slack is basically a matter of inches not even inches, between the couplers. Well, if your engine's moving 5 miles an hour, your caboose could still be at a standstill. So, by the time that slack runs out, you're going to be landing flat on your face because the caboose is going to go from a standstill to instant 5 miles an hour, and that's going to put you on your face, and that don't feel good. And then another issue is price. Yes, it costs money to keep every piece of rolling stock up in working order. Therefore, the caboose cost money, and they weren't hauling freight with it. So it wasn't making the money, and it was becoming dangerous. So what replaced it? It's called a bended train device. Yes, if you see these on all the freight trains that run by you, they basically have a blinking light, and yeah, it's basically a warning signal for other trains. But back to cabooses, because we're not here to talk about things like that. What is this? No one knows. Cabooses are just strange. You can find them in every shape and size, and you can find weird ones like this. So, let me know what this is. And then, other cabooses. Yes, this one does not have a cupola, and you're probably thinking Train Bandit. Or Bandit. Why are you showing us this? It's just a caboose with the cupola. Well, no, it's more than that. It's a Virginian truckee caboose. And these are fun because they have all kinds of history. You might be thinking, well, it just hauls your train crew. No, back then, say you were hauling horses and cattle cars, well, we don't have enough room for this one horse. Well, he's going in the train crew, going in with the train crew, so, that's just the way it works. So anyways, please like and subscribe. If you have any comments on these, let me know in the comment section down below. Anyways, I hope you enjoyed. Please stay tuned for the next video and see you on the rails.